Hey, this is Russell Pearson for another Rusty production. Today we are looking to do something a little bit different. We're not going to be looking at metalwork, we're going to be looking at woodwork. Why do we need to do this? Well, this glass door, which normally is a sliding door that I've been using for years and years, has finally come to the end of its life and came apart and the glass smashed. So this is a sliding door that no longer slides. What I'm thinking of doing is actually putting a big barn door style door out in front of this thing, and I haven't done much in the way of woodworking, and I'm thinking of somehow combining the metalwork that I'm doing with the woodwork and making some sort of medieval looking wooden door with metal pieces on it, with the idea of having it on rollers that are going to go up along the top like one of those barn doors. Now, you know how I like doing things, probably not the easy ways. I've been looking at YouTube and different ways of making a barn door, and the one I'm thinking of is taking old pallets, wooden pallets, and reclaiming that wood so that we can actually create something a little bit interesting at the same time as, I guess, recycling some existing timber. So number one thing that I've got to get done is pull these pallets apart. And I've already started, and I've been looking at all sorts of YouTube videos on how to do that, because there's lots of hard ways to do it and lots of easy ways to do it. And I think the first thing I'm going to show you is how to pull apart the wood so that we've got something to start with and start working with. So here's an example of what we're working with, just a nice wooden pallet, and I've got to try and lift these up. These nails are in here good and proper, and there's also there's different types of nails in there as well, so these things really do not come apart easily. And I'll show you how I tried to start pulling them apart, and then I'll show you the way that I've found that's far easier to get this done relatively quickly. So it has started raining a little bit out here, and I can just quickly show you before we go inside. What I started with was a chisel and a hammer. Actually, not that way, that hammer. And I'll try it obviously with a soft mallet as well, to try and separate these boards from here. And look, it does kind of do the job. You can see that it's starting to separate there on this plank. But this is definitely a slow way to go about it. And I've seen many YouTube videos where they're actually using this way to get this work done, but it really will take forever. So I've got a better solution. So what I'm going to suggest is we do something different. One of the videos, and I'll put it in the description below, actually showed that all you need is a couple of bricks. And the guy just doesn't use a couple of bricks, he uses bricks plus a massive piece of concrete, sort of statue or pillar that he ends up dropping onto the wood. And somehow manages not to crack too many boards in the process of doing it, but it's certainly not a clean way to get it done. What I'm going to do is use wood on both sides of this to try and make it a little bit cleaner so I don't break too much of the wood. But I'll put a piece of wood under here, and that supports this piece. Then I'll get another piece of wood here. Now these are going to break, but that's fine. They're just for the time being. I'm going to bang down on the top of that with my hammer to separate this board from the one below. Just like that. Now the idea is not to go too far along, not to hit it too much until I work my way along, and then I'll be able to separate the board off. So I'll just quickly show you this one, and then I'll get the rest done and come back to you. Alright, nice and quick. So I just need to knock the nails out back from there, and I'll do them all at the end. And then obviously I've got a lot of work to do to clean this wood up to make it ready to use, but this is a far quicker way to separate it than using a chisel or some sort of wedge and a hammer, and it's far less energy. Now the other tricky bit is these centerpieces, because they've got, move these things out of the way, they've got a piece on the bottom as well as the top, so you can't just put something underneath them. But what you can do is create a block on either side and put our piece I believe I just lost all that that footage I was just recording. But where I was at was I was showing you with the pieces that have a piece on the bottom and the top. What you can do is you can get a couple of pieces of wood, make a bridge underneath them, and then you smash the ones next to them with that other piece of wood, and that'll knock this piece right off. And that's what I've done. So I can't believe the thing cut out, but there it is. So that's how you do that. Put that like that. And when it's got the two pieces below it, you just put this through the center, flip it around, keep it close to the edge, and then bang bang, knock those off as well. So here's the majority of the wood. There's a couple of pieces that are like this that still have the pieces on the end. I'll knock these off. I can actually destroy them, or I can try and keep them and actually try and actually wedge those pieces off. With the rest of them, some of them have cracks. There's one here that's got a crack here, there's a crack here, and so I will either cut that off or look to repair it with either some glue and epoxy. But ideally what I've got to do is I've got all my nails facing up, I've got to knock them back through and then pull them out, and that's going to take a little bit of time. So the idea is to get started. Now, one thing, I want to knock the nails through when it's close to a brace, like it is here with this horse. So if I go whacking the ones in the middle, I could likely break the planks here as well. So I want to make sure I'm hitting them. Don't forget I'm rubbish with the hammer at this point. So I'll take it a little slower. Move it up to there. Believe it or not, my grandfather was a carpenter, and he would just bang, hit them through with one hit. I'm not quite there yet. Cool. Flip it over, and that's a case of drawing these out. So I don't know what we can do with the nails, but I've got a whole bunch of nails at this point, and I'm hoping that I can do something with them, but bugger if I know what that would be. You can see there's little holes from the nails. I might look to epoxy that up, or depending on how I'm actually putting these boards together, I might just glue it and you won't even be able to see through them. But I do like the rustic feel of it all. I'm going to sand it obviously back, but I'm trying to get this real rustic looking door that, and I think even if I was trying to do something probably pretty nice, I'd end up with a rustic finish anyway, just for the moment, because I've never done anything like this before. Alright, cool. So I will go through the process of getting all these nails out, which is going to take some time. I won't have you watch me time lapse that. Decent sized nails here. And then I'll come back when we're finished. It might not be today, but it will be moments for you. So this is 2 pellets. There's 23 boards here that I've been able to recover. Some of it does have cracks in it, but I reckon about 90%, 80% at worst is good to use. And there are hundreds of nails. And like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with these yet. And it's interesting, I've only been swinging a hammer a short time with the metal. And I have to say, my arms are quite sore after that. And clearly that's because of my technique. It's not great. So other than the 24 boards I got, we've got all these big pieces of just timber offcuts, which we can use for all sorts of different things. I can use that for bracing things and for in the vise, and I'm just kind of happy with the fact that we've been able to recover all this wood. Now, whether we're going to be able to do anything successful with it, we will find out soon enough. But the next thing I've got to do is sand it all down and cut it all to a fairly consistent size. So I'm probably going to have to get myself a planer, which again we will flash forward to, because I'm not going to be able to do it without this. I've got a sander. I've got a miter saw that I bought on eBay for 20 bucks. That's coming this week, and so this project's probably going to go over a couple of weeks. But for you, hopefully 15 minutes. We'll see how we go. Speak to you soon. So it's late at night now, and that's the end of that video. I've got heaps of footage actually of me going to make this door. So It's going to have to come through a few different episodes. So if you want to watch the journey of me finishing this door, then please subscribe. I know other channels are doing this sort of stuff in like 10 minutes, but I have heaps of footage and I want to share a lot of it with you. If you like what you saw, give me a like. If you didn't like what you saw, or you think that there might be things I can be doing better, please let me know in the comments. But until next time, thanks so much for watching.